What's happening, my fellow Rangers? My name is Mega Ranger 026, and I'm back again with a new video. And in today's video, as you can see, we're on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel again. If you remember the last time I was on this game, it was to go over a Blue Eyes deck profile. And in this episode, it's going to be going over an updated Blue Eyes deck profile. So I thought I would do this because we basically have every card for the full power version of the deck, which is, of course, Primite Blue Eyes. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So, the first two cards that we have are, of course, the legendary Blue Eyes White Dragon. And you want to run two of it because running three literally is just a brick right now. There is a card that'll be coming out in the future that might make three viable, but for now I feel like two is the best. I run two Effect Veiler, you really don't ever need the third. And then, of course, 3 Sage. You need 3 of this. It's one of your starters in the deck. It's how you start your plays and everything. And yeah. Next, we have 3 Maiden of White. And if you remember, this is basically the same from the last profile. There's not really many changes. Just enough that makes a difference. 2 Ghost Ogre, 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Neo Kaiser. I think if I can remember in the previous list, I had 3. In this version, you only need 1, but you definitely still play 1. Next, we have the new card from when I made that video, Primite Dragon Ether Barrel. This card is insane. This makes the deck so powerful. A raids effect. So, if this card is normal summon, you can set one Primite spell or trap from your deck to your field. And then that's really the only effect you care about. Well, sorry, that's another effect. But you contribute this card to send a normal monster from your deck to your grave, so you can use it to send Blue Eyes. Just that effect's not really going to come up. But its final effect is, during your standby phase, if you have a normal monster in your field or grave, you can add this card from your deck to your hand, or grave to your hand, sorry. You literally are going to have a normal monster in your graveyard at all times, because of course Blue Eyes will be in the grave, or it might be on your field, but you'll always have a normal monster in rotation if you're playing the deck. So this is going to come back every standby phase of yours. But there are specific cards that this adds, which we are going to look at now. The card, it will... So normally what you want to do is, you would use this normal summon barrel, and then search for this card, Primite Lordly Load, which we play 3 of it because either way, Lordly Load is when it's activated, you can add a Primite card from your deck to your hand, which would be the Ether Barrel if you don't have Ether Barrel already. If you do, then say you go Ether Barrel, set Lordly Load, then you activate Lordly Load to add Primite Drill Beam, this is reveal a Primite card or normal monster in your hand, or if you control a level 5 or higher normal monster, which is your Blue Eyes, you can target a card your opponent controls or will target a card in the field, negate its effects, and banish it. And during your main phase, if you control a Primite monster, which is basically Ether Barrel, you can set this card from your grave onto your field, but it doesn't get banished. That's what makes this card so good. It doesn't get banished when it leaves the field. So you can just set it back every one of your turns, which is insane. So yeah, that's why the Primite, and this is Primite Engine, it just makes the deck so ridiculously powerful. But anyways, moving on. We have Blue Eyes Jet Dragon as it's a good card. And then a card that I've put in that really no one actually uses is a card called Grand Tusk Dragon. So this is a level 8 Earth Dragon monster that if it's normal or special summoned, you can target 2 cards on the field, destroy them, and this card gains 600 attack for each. So the reason why this is in the deck is, say you have Seal on the field, you can use Seal to tribute for its effect, and then you can special summon this to destroy 2 cards on the field. I feel like it's a pretty powerful effect, and while it doesn't come up all the times that it does come up, it's just pretty powerful. But next we have 2 Nibiru, because I don't think you need the third, at least not in this format for Master Duel. Next we have Synchro Rumble, because we're of course playing the Crimson Dragon package. We have 3 Wishes, standard, 2 Roar, 1 Mausoleum, And then Called by the Grave. I know you can play 2 in Master Duel. I've opted not to, not because I don't have the points. I don't think you really need the second one. Of course, the Drill Beam. I'm tempted to put Drill Beam with the 2, but I don't know. You can have it at 2. Hell, you can have it at 3. And honestly, it's a really good card. Of course, next we have 3 Infinite Impermanence, pretty standard. Majesty of the White Dragons, and True Light. And it's a 40 card list, which I'm surprised I crammed all this into 40 cards. But yeah, this deck is ridiculously powerful, but of course, the extra deck makes it as well. So we have, of course, Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, like these are mandatory at this point. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon for the targeting of a special summon monster your opponent controls, returning it to the hand. It's just a good utility card for Spirit Dragon to summon. And the card that was added as of recent that makes this deck just even better, Lightstorm Dragon. So this was not in Master Duel when I did my original video. And basically what this card does is, if it's special summon, you can target spell and trap cards on the field up to the number of normal monsters in your graveyard +1 and destroy them. And then if this card is destroyed by battle card effect, you can target a spell or trap in your grave, set it, but it cannot be used unless you control a normal monster. You basically will be able to control a normal monster all the time, so that's not really a restriction. But this card it can be either summoned generically just by Blue Eyes plus any of your level 1 tuners, which, I mean, there's so many. So you can just hard make it, or Spirit Dragon can go into it on your opponent's turn, and it just gives you, again, more utility, which is the crazy thing about this deck. It has a lot of utility stuff. But next, we have the Crimson package, which is Stardust Seraph Divine Dragon, Cosmic Blazar Dragon, and Crimson Dragon. At this point, I think we all know what these cards are meant for. We all know how to use them. So, yeah. Next, we have of course, Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. If you can remember in the last video, I was playing 2, but I feel like you can get away with 1, especially with the likes of Lightstorm Dragon now. You definitely can just get away with playing 1. But 2 Spirit Eyes of Blue is definitely, like, needed at 2. I was playing 2 Hieratic Seal, as you remember, but I've opted to change one of the Hieratic Seals out for SP Little Knight. Again, we pretty much all know what this card does. You can read it there. I won't read it out, but I don't know. I feel like SP could be good, and I have it there as utility of, like, if I have 2 monsters on the field that are doing nothing, then I can go into SP and have something there. Like, I don't know if it's really going to come up a lot. I haven't played with SP yet. Like, I haven't actually summoned it, but I don't know. Maybe it might work. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see what happens. But, yeah. That is the entire deck profile. So, it's a short video today, but I just wanted to go over this because, I don't know, I feel like I might, like, make more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos in the future, and I kind of just wanted to do this for the hell of it. Especially, like, I came up with this list, so, like, I didn't really look up a thing. Now, this is very standard to what everyone else was playing, but I still did come up with it on my own, and I do like this list a lot. It definitely does do a lot of things. It's won me a lot of games, and I'd say it will continue to win me a lot of games. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this deck profile. I don't really go into matches, but well, actually, no, you know what? We'll go into one match. Make this video at least something. Now, unfortunately, I am in bronze, so we're not going to see any, like, meta contenders for decks here, like, you know what I mean. But here we go. I didn't do this in the last video, and I kind of felt like I should have at least shown the deck off. Okay. And I'm going first. Perfect. So I'll show the basic idea of what you want to do with the deck. Again, let me just make sure. Yep. Yeah, I'll show the basic idea of how the deck plays. Hopefully I don't brick. I didn't. I very much didn't. Okay. So, with this kind of a hand, it's interesting. Yeah, this is a very interesting hand. Because Gendril... Okay, so, as I said, you want a normal summon Ether Barrel. Use as effect, and I'm kind of hoping to bait out maybe an Ash Blossom here. Oh, please. Please use Ash. I would love it. Oh, okay. Reset Lordly. Activate Lordly Load. Now, I do have the Drill Beam in hand, so this is not really adding anything too special. It's just adding Ether Barrel. Right, we will link off the Ether Barrel into Spirit. This is really what you're meant to do. I've played this deck a lot, so I very much know like each intricate combo. I'm gonna guess they probably have Effect Veiler in hand, so they're probably gonna negate this. Or not. Huh, wow. Okay. Yep. What do they have? I forgot to say, this adds Mausoleum, and then, like, if you're watching this, you're probably a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so you probably know what I'm doing with all these cards. Let's go this first. Just try and see if they do anything in this. I don't know what they could have here. I will say, even if the opponent's around yours, I'll probably just, like, end the video, you know? Alright, let's send Blue Eyes. And then we can go Maiden of White. You always use Maiden of White before using Spirit's second effect. I think I read Spirit in the previous video, so, like, if you want to know fully what these cards do, like, with me reading them, I think I read it in the previous one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, now we go Spirit with Eyes of Blue effect, distribute itself and special summon Blue Eyes. I'm trying to figure out what he has. But here comes the big boy. The main card of the deck. And then because Blue Eyes is summoned while Maiden's in graveyard, we can special summon Maiden of White. And then now, unless he's doing something in particular, nope. We'll go synchro these two off into a Spirit, and then we'll use True Light after. You always summon Spirit because say your True Light gets destroyed or anything while using its effect, like it gets Ghost Ogred, then Spirit can negate True Light in the graveyard to stop your monsters from being destroyed. So what we are going to do here is set a spell or trap that specifically mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. Which is going to be our Wishes for Eyes of Blue. We'll go activate Wishes, discarding the Nibiru in hand, because we don't need Nibiru in the second turn at all. Like, we'll have more than enough negation from all of our other cards. So with this, we add... yeah, let's go this plus Sage. If you're wondering, but we normal summon at the start of the turn, Mausoleum can add an additional normal summon of a light level 1 monster. So we can do exactly that. And then we can use Sage's effects to add Effect Veiler, which is why we only play 2. You don't really need the third one at all. Like, it's kind of nice to see, but again, not necessary. And then from here, we can use Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, because we're always summoning dragon monsters at this stage. It does have the restriction that you cannot special summon from the extract for the rest of the turn except dragon, but again, the only card that is not dragon in our extra deck is literally the SP Little Knight. So, we can special summon Blue Eyes from deck. And then we can sync these off again. Oh, wait. I always forget to use Wishes. Wishes for Eyes of Blue. You can banish it to equip the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon for targeting protection. Protection, jeez. I'm not really explaining this because, like, I'm really thinking that probably you, the viewer watching this, I'm sure you know Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I mean? We go this. And from here, we start making some cool plays. Really don't know what they have. So we can use Spirit to tribute itself to special summon a Light Dragon Synchro monster from our extra deck in defense. Which, for this first one, is going to be the glorious Ultimate Spirit Dragon in the middle. And we can use the second one to go into Crimson Dragon. And Crimson Dragon would normally, when it's summoned, add Synchro Rumble from our deck to our hand, but because we already have Synchro Rumble, it will add nothing. And then we can just use its second effect to target a Synchro monster on the field. I believe it's any Synchro monster. A level 7 or higher Synchro monster. And then we can special summon into Stardust Seraph Divine Dragon as another negate. And then from there, because we already had Synchro Rumble, we can use it to special summon Sage with Eyes of Blue, or you can summon Maiden, your choice. And you're probably wondering, well, why are we summoning this? Because Lordly Load has another effect that you can declare a monster name and special summon a declared normal monster from your deck or graveyard in defense. Well, hand, deck, or grave. You just can't use the special... Like, you can't use monster effects that were special summoned. So, like, you can't use the effect of special summoned monsters. Jeez, I could not say that. For the rest of the turn, which is fine because we're using these going to another Spirit, and Spirit's effect is a quick effect. So we'll be able to, on our opponent's turn, go into everything else that we need. Okay, so we make this, and this, and boom! And then we can just set the Primite Lordly Load. Or, sorry, Primite Drill Beam. And then with that, we can pass turn. We'll turn our chain onto the on option. Now, of course, during the end phase, Spirit Dragon's effect will activate to try and destroy Ultimate Spirit, but Seraph stops that from happening. And now, the next step is to use Spirit Dragon to once again go into Crimson Dragon. And then we can use Crimson Dragon's effect again, targeting the Ultimate Spirit. To go into Cosmic Blazar Dragon. And boom. And that is our ultimate field. So now we just see if our opponent can break this, which I'd be very surprised if they can. Miscellaneousaurus. What does Misk do? I can't fully remember. Unaffected by your opponent's effects. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't let that go. So we will use the effect of Cosmic Blazar to negate that. Their monsters being unaffected by card effects like turns off my entire idea for this deck. So, because very much my deck is control. See, triple tactics. While they would normally be able to use this, the good thing about Ultimate Spirit Dragon is it can negate a card on the field. Any card. So we can just negate that up. We're probably going to win here. As I said, this deck is ridiculously good, and it's very consistent as well. Pank. Alright. I would be normally scared of the Pankratops, in fairness. But with the way that my deck is, even if he is to use this, tribute it off to target a card I control and destroy it. The funny thing is, Stardust Seraph is once per turn, it stops cards from being destroyed, so I can just let that go through. Yeah, there's not really much that can be done. Like, that's how powerful this deck is. That's honestly kind of fine. See, I'm actually going to negate that. Now, the unfortunate thing is I have to target a card on the field and destroy it, but if you can very much remember, my cards... So, Stardust Seraph negates the monster effect, and then I have to target a card on the field and destroy it, but Stardust Seraph protects my card, so I'm destroying nothing. Normally you'd like to use that on an opponent's card to destroy it, but to be fair, it's still negating and not having to destroy a card on my field is still more than worth it. So we'll see if they have anything, which at this point I'd be very surprised if they have something that they can do here. Yep. Does this target a face-up card? It does. I just forgot what it did. Okay. So from here, I'm going to go with Cosmic Blazar coming back. And then I can use True Light to special Blue Eyes to my field. So yeah, as you can see, this deck is ridiculously powerful. Now I can summon back Maiden, but I'm not going to. There's really no need. And then it comes over to our turn. And the opponent concedes, because of course. Yeah, this is like a bully deck. Like, it really feels mean to play it, but that's showing of the deck. Yep. So there it is. That is, well, the Blue Eyes White Dragon Primite build that I have come up with and have won many, many games with. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't anything too crazy. It was just really Duel plus showing the deck, but I just wanted to do this because the last time I did this, it went pretty well. So I thought, why not do it again, eh? And show how powerful the Blue Eyes Primite deck can be. Now, that wasn't even the best that this deck can do. It can do even more if you have the right hand and if you know what you're doing. It can do so much. It's actually insane. But no, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe as per usual, and God, I love you, yo. No, it's been fun. I don't know when the next Yu-Gi-Oh video will be, if there even will be another Yu-Gi-Oh video at this point, because I don't know. I just kind of feel like, it's kind of like a once-off. But yeah. No, I hope that this video has shown you a good thing about Blue Eyes, and I cannot wait for the next video. It probably will be Inazuma 11 or either Clair Obscure Expedition 33, one of the two. But yeah, with all that being said, I've been a Mecha Ranger, and I'm signing off. I shall see you guys later. Bye, guys.